bat.
Oh, bro. I want a bat too.
You want a bat?
I want a bat too. Let's just both hold bats.
You get the heavier one.
Every bad take from Christian, I'm going to turn and be like, bah!
You say this movie's better than Morbius? Get in this, okay?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another MCU review. So I'm joined by
Me?
You're first.
Yes,
Logan Wilson.
and
John Morgan.
so
What's up, wet gooches?
So unfortunately, and this seems to be a pattern. Some of the people we said were going to be in this review, unfortunately, weren't here.
Taylor, you're fake.
Taylor, you're fake.
I know you're watching this, Taylor. And if you're not, then you're more fake.
But Taylor, unfortunately, had some stuff come up with homework, and then Jackson, unfortunately, did have to close. So neither of them were able to be here. Hopefully, we'll get them in Infinity War. Infinity War, Infinity War, Infinity War, we're going to try. But today, we're here to talk about Captain America Civil War.
Yeah.
So where do we want to start?
What little bad do we have?
Yeah, there's really not much to say here. I mean...
Some of the CGI with Iron Man looks a little bit weird sometimes.
Yeah,
it's only a couple scenes, so whatever.
I mean, the CG is really the only issue I have. And it's like a nitpick.
There's nothing inherently wrong with this movie.
Nope.
There's not a lot of nitpicks either. Logan, you got anything?
Yeah, not really that much with it. I mean, you get the occasional, like, Marvel, like, how the heck did that happen, you know?
Oh, Rhodey should be dead. There we go.
There's a couple of those.
Rhodey should be dead.
There's a couple of those moments where it's like, yeah, how did that happen?
Rhodey
but
died.
that's just a kind of Marvel constant. It doesn't really take away from the...
Yeah, it's not, and we'll just talk about it now. To me, it's not a bad thing, but like, when Rhodey has that big fall...
Am I mad that he didn't die? No, I love Don Cheadle as Rhodey, but he died.
I think if it were any higher, he would be dead.
Oh,
but it's
he
like
was probably 1,000 feet up. He's dead. But it's Marvel.
Yeah,
I'm not. I love Don Cheadle, so
it's fine.
There's nothing else that's really like.
No, so let's just go ahead and jump right into the good.
The number one good is all. This is the movie that I think has the best combined costumes of any Marvel movie.
Oh yeah, they look. Every suit in this movie looks sick.
But combined, the suits in this movie are fantastic.
Yeah,
the Black Panther suit is one of the best suits in Marvel.
Let's get him out of the way. This is the introduction of T'Challa as Black Panther. What a stud!
A couple introductions in this film.
Or Chuck.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa as Black Panther.
Yeah.
Right.
But
sick.
I'm gonna cry when that movie comes out, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna weep.
Like, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. You were like the perfect.
Is the poster at the theater? Is it supposed to be Chadwick's head?
That is. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa as Black Panther.
We knew him from
42.
I
42 is such a good
recently watched
movie.
that movie for the first time. I don't know how I never.
So that movie made Chadwick, like, Chadwick was already pretty well known, but 42 in 2013 was like it was a big movie at the time. So that's what he was most well known for, and then he was in this, and it was.
But T'Challa has a great story throughout the movie with believing that Bucky killed his father in the UN bombing, and which we'll touch on Bucky a little bit later, but. Just Black Panther as a character was just so great. This is his best suit in the entire MCU.
He only has two.
I mean, it's still his best one.
Yeah.
So.
The other one's just weird.
The other one's good, but I don't think
the other
it's
the helmet. It's the helmet.
It's the helmet.
It's the face. It's the helmet. But it's still both of them are still good. This is just It's Black Panther.
The head makes this one better. And kind of tying into that, Bucky is really the whole reason that. What are you laughing about?
Nothing.
Alright, so Captain America, Civil War, a phenomenal film. The shots look amazing, the action was amazing. I love how it went from like city to city to city, all over the country and all over the world. Just so many great moments. You really got one of my favorite things was you got to really see how the Avengers interact outside of fighting. You know, they got a lot of important decisions, and the biggest one, should the UN control the Avengers? Cap said no, Tony said yes. And I think the biggest divide between the two was Bucky. Bucky was probably the most decisive character when it came to what was going on. You know, that was Cap's best buddy. And Tony soon comes to realize that Bucky is the one that killed Tony's parents. So, I mean, just that there's that divide between Cap and Tony.
Tying back into
You'll
it,
see.
Bucky's kind of the whole reason this movie happens Not like the whole reason, but he's a good chunk of reason.
And a
for,
big
like,
reason
stuff.
why this movie is as good as it is. I love Bucky. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. No, the Bucky's the main. What's the word? Catalyst? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
For, like,
that sounds
this
right.
movie.
He kind of is the catalyst.
He's kind of the main catalyst for the split.
He ticks off Black Panther, which leads to. He doesn't. He indirectly takes off Black Panther, which leads to the bombing, which then leads to like them getting arrested, which leads to like.
Yeah, like
Bucky being in jail.
He causes the bombing,
He causes the bombing, and then he also causes Iron Man to lose it at the very end.
About that.
Now, one thing that I kind of got introduced to in this movie was you see how powerful Wanda is. Wanda, if you've seen Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, she is by far the most dominant superhero in the Marvel universe, and I just don't think it's anywhere close. But you really get to see Wanda's real power go full display in Civil War. First introduced Tom Holland as Peter Parker, which was awesome to see. Just kind of see that Tony was like his mentor, but not really everyone else accepted him because, you know, he's a kid from Queens.
There's a lot.
I mean, if we're already talking about the introduction of T'Challa, we've got to talk about the introduction of Spider-Man, right?
Of course.
He looks so young.
Yeah, I mean,
his hair is like his hair's very high.
It's so weird just seeing him in this movie because I mean.
His character's supposed to be like 15, 14.
14 in this movie.
But
yeah, the introduction to Tom Holland as Peter Parker.
Yes,
this is one of my. If I had like a ranking of Tom Holland's performances as Spider-Man, this movie is up there.
As far as performances go, No Way Home is the top.
Well, obviously, that's not a contest. But in terms of like how he is as Spider-Man, it's just something about him in this movie. I think it also helps because this is before. I think it also helps because this is really before he starts truly becoming Iron Man Jr.
This is his best performance as Spider-Man.
Right.
Because they even comment on how much he talks. Which, he talks a lot, like, later. He doesn't talk as much as, like, Andrew or, like, as much as he does in this movie.
I love him in this movie, but I've already said a lot of my thoughts on Tom Holland Spider-Man with my Spider-Man reviews, which were almost a year ago. That hurt to say. Also, I love his suit. I love
the suit's
Spider-Man.
good.
Yeah,
I love
it's
Spider-Man's
so
suit.
good.
It's so nice. It's the first suit with like expressive eyes.
Yeah,
The suit looks like just how it looks. I think is my favorite. I mean, it's just my favorite Tom Holland suit.
Yeah, I think it's sick.
He's only got a couple.
It's my favorite.
It's either this or it's either this or the Far From Home suit with it's this but black.
Oh, it's fair.
Give me my Hawkeye. Hawkeye's good in this movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me my here. I'll take my Hawkeye moment.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's my favorite. So he plays a pretty big part in this movie. He comes to get Wanda from Vision. He also looks fantastic.
I love his costume.
His suit is really good. He's got like one short sleeve, one
and he's got
long
some purple in his costume.
A little bit of purple. He's good. He's
Yeah,
good.
He's great. Yeah.
And then he has that fight with
Vision.
He has the fight with Vision. I was talking about he had the fight with Black Widow where he obviously pulls his punches because obviously and Panther. He has a fight with Panther. I don't care.
I'm Clint. I don't care.
I don't care.
And then Endgame, he calls him Clint.
And he turns his
bow and arrow into a bow staff.
Yeah.
Dope.
Hawkeye's great. I had to comment on Hawkeye.
I kind of want to do kind of like a split thing here because this movie kind of has it. Here, Joey, sit back so I can, because I'm going to put two pictures up. So I kind of want to do a split thing of talking about Cap and Tony.
Cap's right. Team Cap.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Cap's right.
If y'all have watched a lot of our videos, y'all already know both of them are Team Cap.
Cap's right.
I don't even care what the politics of it is. I just really like Chris Evans.
Cap's correct.
I'll stand by Chris Evans no matter what he's doing.
You might be Team Iron Man. Do you think Iron Man is right?
See, I kind of want to talk about that. For me, it's like, for this movie,
This movie has politics in it.
When I watch it, I think he handles it well. When this movie, every time I watch this movie, I find myself going like, oh, okay, I feel like Cap's right here. But then another scene that happens, just like, okay, I feel like Iron Man's a little more right here. This movie, like when I watch it, I can find myself going back and forth of, okay, he's more right, or no, he's more right. If a movie can do that and make you understand both sides, that's brilliant storytelling. In my opinion.
Going back to the like our this is not necessarily something bad about
I
this
should probably
movie.
actually switch the pictures. Have Iron Man above me and Cap above you.
Did-
Because Team Iron Man for life. Sorry.
This movie doesn't feel as much like a besides the final scene, this movie doesn't feel like a Captain America movie.
Right.
It feels like an Avengers movie.
I think it does enough.
It feels like Avengers 2.5.
I mean, like, because it's Civil War, it makes sense.
The-
I think this movie does a good job of making it, like, an even split.
No, the final scene makes it a Captain America movie with him walking away, and it also focusing on Cap and Bucky for a lot of the last sequence.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not.
But I love how both of the characters are characters, with both Cap and Tony, with the things that they both go through in this movie is just great. I love how I just love both of them. I mean, and since we're kind of already on the topic of Tony, I love his suit. The Mark 46
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
is one of my CGI could have definitely been improved.
Yeah,
in
there's
some
a couple
aspects.
like shots when they move by really fast that he looks like an action figure.
Yeah,
but,
he's very shiny.
yeah.
Oh.
Even in that, he's very.
But
shiny.
I think in standstill shots, the suit looks great.
Yes.
I love it's one of my favorite suits in the MCU.
And an underrated character in this is also the helmet or whatever dude. I don't know how to say his name, but you know he was kind of the mastermind, the puppeteer. He's like he got the Avengers to fight each other instead of fighting him.
Zemo,
Yeah.
Oh, Zemo.
Great villain.
good villain. He feels like Riddler. He's just Riddler.
Yeah, he's
Sort
not.
of.
He's not the biggest threat in terms of like physically, kind
Yeah,
of like
but
how
he's
Ultron was.
He's Riddler.
He's a mastermind.
He's a mastermind. Like he didn't.
Yeah, he's Marvel Riddler, and I think that's why I like him.
Yeah, because as the movie goes along, you start seeing like how much of a plan he has,
And how
as the movie
because the
keeps
plan
going along,
he plans like his plan at the very end with like bringing them together relied on everything else before it working.
Yeah.
And relied on them both walking away from the fight from the airport fight.
Right.
So
And he was originally going to kill
plans
himself.
so far ahead,
The only thing that didn't go
It's-
to plan was him killing himself.
and that's just
And
because
by-
Panther has cat reflexes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but by that point, it's like he had already won.
No, his plan is insanity.
It's so good. Obviously, there's some characters that play a bigger part than others, but because I mean, Ant-Man, I love Ant-Man.
Yeah. He's
I
not.
thought you were gonna say but. And
No,
like,
I'm just saying I
say
love
like
Ant-Man.
he didn't serve a big.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
saying it's like
he
he's a
does
character
a
that
little bit.
he was a character that wasn't there a lot,
Under
but when he
conscious.
was on
He's
the
there,
when
he's
he
fine.
was on the screen, he owned it.
I love
Yeah.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. And now that I know that he's a Chiefs fan, I love him even more.
Yeah, he is a Chiefs fan. Yeah.
He's
He's a huge Kansas City fan.
Yeah.
He's a Royals fan.
And when he becomes Giant Man, I
Yeah,
remember
Giant Man.
seeing that in a Lego set before the movie, and then I forgot about it when I watched the movie for the first time. So when that happened, I went up.
Yeah.
the Leonardo DiCaprio thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Just lumping it in as a whole, all the action in this movie are some of my favorites. They're not the best in the MCU, like they're not like Winter
It's pretty
Soldier
sick.
levels, but they're some of my
They're
favorites.
not Winter Soldier, and
Yeah.
they're
Winter
just
Soldier's
different than
fine,
Shang-Chi.
When we're talking about airport fight scene, I was on Tony's team side because Tony was right, you know. But people will call Tony an egotistical billionaire, or whatever. But he was right. They needed to sign the UN agreement. While Cap was being a little selfish. So that whole fight scene, you got to see basically every superhero show off their array of skills and why they are superhero.
One of my favorite scenes, and arguably my favorite scene in this movie, although it's kind of tied, I adore the airport battle.
Yeah.
It is.
There's a lot of cool moments in it.
It is one of my favorites. It's because seeing both teams like having different like individual fights with each other and having different moments where Team Cap gets the upper hand, and then other times Team Iron Man gets the upper hand, and it's just so good.
I just
Do
never
we
know
want to talk
about
about a
how-
scene that happens, like a scene that happens in this movie, and then with what happens in Endgame makes it weird here?
What?
The
What is
kiss between Cap
Oh.
and Sharon.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't kind of do anything with that, do they?
They don't do anything with it. It should have been maybe explored a little bit, but the best scene.
She's kind of bad.
Is afterwards when Sam and Bucky.
No, is the entire sequence with Falcon and Bucky in the car.
That was
Can you
fun.
move your seat? No.
And
And he scoots over to the middle.
then after
You
Cap
could,
and
you
Sharon
could see he
kiss,
scooted back towards Falcon a little bit, and
and there's not, and then Cap goes,
it's good. It's good, man. It's
I love it.
Fight scenes were top tier. I remember when I first watched this, I thought these are the greatest fight scenes, and I will stick to that. The Cap, Bucky, and Tony fight scene it's just so beautiful, so beautifully done. Every combo move, you get to see their skill set shown the entire time. It's just and Tony. I think the good thing for me, like one thing that I like about movies, is when the motive is right in a fight scene. And Tony's motive was he had every right to be ticked because he had just seen footage of Bucky killing his parents.
Just talk about the last sequence.
This is one of my favorite final battles in any Marvel movie.
And the thing is, it's not
super it's not big bonkers.
Well, it's 3 people.
Avenger. Well, that's my point. It's it's only 3 people.
Yeah,
but
it's not
what makes it so big and important is that who these 3 people are.
It has my
because it's Cap, Bucky, and Tony.
It has my favorite scene in Marvel ever. It was the scene that was in all the trailers when they're just wailing on Iron Man.
Yeah.
When they pass the shield back and forth, which is holy crap. And yeah, and it was in trailers, and you're like, Iron Man's getting his butt kicked.
Yeah, it really is.
The fight between them is pretty even, but obviously Cap wins.
Yeah, but it's only because Bucky's there.
But it's only because Bucky's there. But I think it's even.
I would say it's even too, but it's one of my favorite final battles. Because the thing is, what leads to this is they're on the because this movie makes you think, oh, they got the upper hand because Tony learned it's who Zemo is, and they're on the same team for a bit, and then Zemo shows the footage of Bucky killing Tony's parents.
They're on the same team. Okay, so to begin this movie, they're on the same team. Then for the airport scene, they're on opposite sides. Then they're on the same team again when they go into the what is it, a bunker?
Yeah.
And then at the very end, they kind of come together a tiny bit with they're not on speaking terms, obviously, but Cap's call me if you need me, basically.
Yeah.
Here's my number, call me maybe.
I was thinking that. Dang it. Oh, one thing we forgot about because he plays a very small part in this movie. Crossbones.
Oh yeah. Bye-bye.
He also should be dead.
He got messed up.
He should have been dead a while ago, I'm sorry.
Yeah, probably.
He should have been dead.
I like his suit though.
Just for jumping a building on my face.
Drop that building on my face, and then gets
he gets.
Yeah, it is messed up.
His makeup, or not makeup, but the prosthetic is good.
Yeah.
But he should have been dead a while ago.
He
died.
It's Marvel.
He died.
Is there anything else aside from the post-credit scenes?
Yeah, they're solid.
This is one of
Good
the few MCU movies where both post-credit scenes matter. Because the first one sets up the Black Panther movie in 2 years from when this released, and then the second one's setting up Spider-Man: Homecoming, which came out a year after this.
My only other thing is, dude, music is good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a Marvel movie. Music is going to be good, but they don't play the. I mean, they obviously don't play the Avengers theme once in this movie, but there's references to it.
Yep.
And it's very similar
the
score-wise.
The thing that's playing whenever Cap is wailing on Iron Man against the wall, there's a theme that plays. I forgot what it sounds like, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a sad version of the Avengers theme song, basically.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the Avengers breaking up. They won't be back together for a while.
For a while, yep. Also, Peggy dies. Boo.
Rip.
Peggy dies. Boo. 0 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
Anything else from you guys?
No, there's not much
Christian,
else
go
to talk
first.
about.
Oh, you want me to go first?
I'm gonna go last because I don't have a specific number in mind quite yet.
I do.
I have a ballpark.
Ballpark. As you guys,
Ballpark.
I haven't edited this yet, so I don't know how it's going to be edited, but Jackson did send me a mini review. So you guys will either be about to
Jackson.
So you guys
Let's put him in first. Let's put him in first, right here.
Sure.
All in all, just such an amazing movie. Probably top 3 in terms of Marvel movies, in my opinion. So if I'm gonna rate this one, I'm probably gonna go. I'll go 8.7 on this movie. It's Captain America: Civil War, 8.7.
And we're back. So, shockingly low score from Jackson I was expecting because it was an 8.7.
You know what?
Wow. It's understandable. So me,
Sorry, Jackson, I love you.
this is a top 5 MCU movie for me.
Jesus.
Just bad sense, like a. You know what I mean?
Leave that in, please.
Like a. Oh god! I'm gonna kill someone.
Top 5 MCU movie for me. I remember the lead up for just waiting for this movie to come out was. This was the Marvel movie I've been most excited for.
This was
up
one
until
of the
this
movies.
point. It's and the
It's one of those
execution, the
movies
Movies of all
execution,
time.
the execution of the storyline of the Civil War
Yeah.
storyline, I thought was done 9-year perfectly. I love this movie, and I'm here 10.
Whoa! Is that one of your 5?
Yes,
Okay.
because now
All right.
once again, just like
I told him it was gonna happen.
All right, bud. Better than
now,
Morbius.
once again, just like with what Jonah said in one of the past videos, is it objectively a 10? No. I only have like 5 10s to signify like these are like my top 5. And it's like, while there are definitely plenty of things that could be improved.
I'm taking it back. I'm not giving 3 a 10. I'm giving 2 a 10. I've already given my 2 10s.
Really? Okay.
Interesting.
This is a 10 for me. Like this is one of my top 5. Again, objectively, it's not a 10, but it's one of my favorites, and I'm gonna stick to a 10 out of 10.
Objectively, it's close to a 10.
I say objectively it's around like a 9.5. I'll say.
I still only have a ballpark number. I'm going to go based on what you
All
said.
right, Logan.
Because you give
Yeah. So,
I'm doing so much.
this is
editing in
definitely-
Leave it in.
This is probably in my top 5. I can't really remember what I've given everything, but I'm pretty sure this is in my top 5.
You look like a warlord right now.
Kicked back.
You look like a Ronin.
A Rooney.
I decree that this movie is sick nasty.
I declare these sick
I declare these sick nasty. I love this film. Love Captain America. It's my favorite franchise in the MCU.
Captain America movies are my favorite trilogy of all time.
Yeah, it's a great trilogy. This movie's great.
Okay, great.
It's not my favorite of the 3,
Nope.
but it's still up there. I'm gonna give this one a 9.5. So well up there, but not as high as the rest.
What did we give? What did we give Ultron?
Huh?
Both
9.6.
of you were 9.6.
Okay, then based on that, okay, so I saw this in IMAX with my dad in Nashville. That made it awesome, dude. That screen is massive. I popped off multiple times in this movie. Mostly whenever Cap like kicks butt, I popped off. But no, I agree with Logan. Captain America is my favorite franchise.
Right.
Besides like the Avengers franchise, like
That's
that's different. But it's Captain America.
Mhm.
Captain America is my favorite franchise. Iron Man is my favorite character.
Captain America is my favorite franchise, and this is like yes, this isn't the best of the 3, but like it's going up against Winter Soldier. So
I have Winter Soldier barely above this.
It's kind of whoa.
Well, I mean, like, it's above it, just not by much.
I mean, we.
What did I give Winter Soldier?
No.
You said it was a 10.
Yes, that was one of my 10s.
I
That's
gave
right.
it 9.7.
That was my other 10. This is I'm gonna go 9.4.
Okay, that's what I was gonna go with.
I go 9.4. I'm gonna go 9.4. It's still obviously very good. Jack, what did Jackson give it?
8.7.
8.7.
I won't be mad at that. Like it's
Yeah,
not.
that's okay.
That's still it's almost a 9. There's a lot of good Marvel movies right here, right in this
Yeah,
like
we're
stretch.
like in this like stretch.
We're in the shmoney stretch.
Starting from like Winter Soldier to I say
Bangers.
Infinity
Wars. I was gonna say.
So that is going to do it for Captain America: Civil War. But stay tuned for next time, where Jonah's probably gonna be the head of the next review because it is going to be Doctor Strange.
Yes, I love Doctor Strange.
So
I
Jonah's
adore
probably
Doctor
gonna be the head of that one because Doctor Strange is much his territory.
I adore Doctor Strange. I love Doctor Strange. Benedict
Great.
Cumberbatch can be my father. Okay.
Are you gonna wear the costume?
I should. I
You
can't.
should.
But yep, so stay tuned for next time where we review Doctor Strange, and probably right after that will be Guardians Volume 2.
Yep.
I love Guardians of the
Back to
Galaxy.
back. Little Rose. Pretty solid films.
Yep.
Yes.
But thank you all for watching. And actually, real quick, I almost forgot about something. So when I said last video about the 100 subscriber
Oh yeah.
review, because I'm at 90 right
I'll
now.
read that, but
I'm at
what did you say you were going to do 100?
Spectacular Spider-Man, but
But big
I'm
but
having second thoughts
about
Why?
doing it.
because
Two Transformers.
no. Because here's what I'm thinking. Spectacular Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel TV show. But I was thinking to myself, for like the goal I want to get to, why not do the show that got me into Marvel?
Armored Adventures.
Dude, I've never seen it.
What?
Not all of it anyway. I mean, I've seen episodes.
So
but I've never seen all of it.
so what I'm thinking is, and I'm still thinking about it, but I'm thinking of doing, instead of Spectacular Spider-Man,
Armored Adventures.
Iron Man Armored Adventures, because that was the show.
I watched it whenever it was on, and I didn't really pay attention to it.
Because this was the show that got me into Marvel as a whole.
I hope
it's aged well.
You gotta go into it like a... Because I'm nostalgic.
Very open mind.
You gotta have an open mind. Yeah.
Really open mind, because I mean, the character's a teenager.
Yeah, it's a different take.
It's a different take, but I love it.
I'm excited.
I'm nostalgic for it. So the review will probably be Armored Adventures instead, because with my channel being centered around Marvel, I think the 100 subscriber review should be the show that got me into Marvel. Spectacular Spider-Man will still happen, don't worry, but I feel like this show just means a lot more to me. So, yeah. Anyways, that's gonna do it. Stay tuned for Doctor Strange, and we will see y'all later, webheads.
Later, you little web goblins.
You little web gooches.
Web goblins.
Web gooches.